Hey guys, and welcome to the WWE Universe as I'm here to discuss this year's SummerSlam. SummerSlam 2017 has finally arrived as we discuss what went down in last night's SummerSlam event. So let's see what surprises and things we explored during the event. So obviously the first two kickoff matches, the first one being the six-man tag where Jason Jordan, who is now a member of Raw, along with the Hardy Boys, would take on The Miz and the Miz Tourage, which are obviously Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. Obviously, Miz's team manages to win over the Hardy Boys and Jason Jordan in the six-man tag. So unlucky for Jason Jordan not being successful as a solo in his first solo six-man tag since American Alpha. And then, obviously, this will lead to the Cruiserweight Championship, where the new Cruiserweight Champion, who was crowned during the week last week, AK Torres, who is a part of the Tyson Worldwide, would challenge Neville again for the Cruiserweight Championship. But unfortunately, he came up short this again, as again Neville becomes dominant on pay-per-view as a Cruiserweight competitor, as he finally wins back his Cruiserweight Championship during the kickoff show. So we have our first new champion at SummerSlam for this year being Neville, winning back his Cruiserweight Championship. And then obviously the main show kicks off, and we would eventually start things off with the SmackDown Tag Titles, where the New Day, the current SmackDown Tag Champions, challenging the Usos for the titles. And the New Day, we're looking strong in the match, but however, the Usos had capitalized on the New Day's mistake and manages to win back their SmackDown Tag Team Championships again, becoming a three-time tag champion, but a two-time SmackDown Tag Champions. So the Usos, the first two-time SmackDown Tag Champs on the brand. And then eventually this will lead to John Cena's match for SummerSlam against the man who was Money in the Bank, only to miss out during the week last week, Baron Corbin. As John Cena, Baron Corbin finally had that big one-on-one match during SummerSlam, and then John Cena manages to, many people will say that John Cena buried Baron Corbin during SummerSlam and comes out victorious for this year's SummerSlam. And then eventually this would come to the SmackDown's Women's Championship match, where Natalya, for the first time in a while, would finally get her one-on-one match for the SmackDown's Women's Championship, facing off against Naomi. And for the first time in quite a while, Natalya finally wins a women's title in WWE, becoming SmackDown's Women's Champion during SummerSlam this year. So finally, Natalya actually wins a championship. The amount of times it takes WWE to get Natalya back on top, it was ridiculous. But it's about time WWE have actually listened to Natalya for once and thought, hey, maybe we should put her on top of the championship. Finally, she gets her moment at last at SummerSlam. Anyway, and then this will lead to Big Cass's first singles match at SummerSlam against the Big Show. Obviously, Enzo Amore in the Shark Cage, as I mentioned, which is obviously one of the stipulations of the match. But obviously, however, though, with Enzo Amore not being able to help the Big Show, means Big Cass was able to outsmart the Big Show and become victorious at SummerSlam, winning his first singles match at SummerSlam. So that's good stuff there for Big Cass. And then eventually this would then lead to Randy Orton's first one-on-one battle against the Russian Rusev, as Rusev continues to challenge, as he has his first one-on-one match against Randy Orton. But obviously Rusev was unable to outsmart the Viper, as the Viper would then strike, and obviously, Randy Orton comes out victorious for another SummerSlam. So another SummerSlam moment for Randy Orton. However, though, last year, obviously, Randy Orton was unable to beat the Big Show, but this year he was able to beat Rusev. And then we come to the Raw's women's title match, where Sasha Banks, being the recent #1 contender, taking on Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. And Sasha Banks had promised for a year that she was going to win back her championship, which she lost at the end of last year. And guess what? She's finally a 4-time women's champion, finally being the person to defeat Alexa Bliss and win the Raw Women's Championship. So for Sasha, she's finally back on the Raw Women's division, the top of the women's division on Raw again, as Sasha Banks finally becomes a 4-time Raw Women's Champion. Then we come to the battle between Finn Balor in his demon form, facing off against Bray Wyatt. And obviously, Bray Wyatt was unable to overcome Finn Balor's demon's form, as Finn Balor was able to defeat Bray Wyatt at SummerSlam, overcoming the odds. As of course, last year, as we all remember last year, Finn Balor was injured during his match in SummerSlam against Seth Rollins. Therefore, Finn Balor obviously able to prevent himself from being injured this year to win at SummerSlam. And then eventually we would come to Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins' battle against Cesaro and Sheamus for the Raw Tag Team Championships, as Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins finally reunited, bringing back the memories of the Shield into this match. And what a surprise! Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins certainly showed their Shield side by beating Sheamus and Cesaro to finally win the Raw Tag Team Championships, as Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins won the tag titles, and they certainly worked as a great team to finally win those championships. They certainly earned it by winning their first tag team title battle by beating Cesaro and Sheamus and winning the titles. And then eventually we would come to the United States Championship, where we would see Shane McMahon as the referee, as AJ Styles takes on Kevin Owens once again for the US title. And obviously Kevin Owens was unable to defeat AJ Styles, as AJ Styles comes out on top again, still being your current United States champion. And then, of course, this comes to the big time where Shinsuke Nakamura would finally get his opportunity to become the WWE champion for SmackDown against Jinder Mahal. But unfortunately, surprisingly enough, Shinsuke Nakamura didn't win the WWE Championship, which was a bit of a surprise, as Jinder Mahal managed to overcome Shinsuke Nakamura thanks to the Singh brothers, and ends up retaining the WWE Championship. The first time that a champion was unable... The first time that... you could say, like I said, the first time that Shinsuke Nakamura was unable to win the big championship match against Jinder Mahal. And then eventually we would come to the main event, which is the Fatal 4-Way for the Universal Championship, where Brock Lesnar would face Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, and the Big Braun Strowman. Even though Brock Lesnar was dominated by Braun Strowman during the match, it obviously led to a big win, where this would then lead to the moment where we would finally see Brock Lesnar finally successfully defend the Universal Championship, leaving SummerSlam still the Universal Champion after facing Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, and Braun Strowman. But obviously, but we all know Braun Strowman is certainly going to be a wild card in the coming months when it comes to who will challenge Brock Lesnar next. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Braun Strowman goes after Lesnar, following the fact that he was unable to successfully win the championship during the pay-per-view. So there you have it. That is that was the highlights of the event at SummerSlam 2017. So I hope you guys enjoy some of the... hope you guys enjoyed this sort of review and stuff. Let me know what you guys think of SummerSlam this year. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what we will be witnessing during what we will be witnessing during Raw's No Mercy, which will be on September 24th. And of course, the next SmackDown pay-per-view will be on the 8th of October, which will be Hell in a Cell. That's right. SmackDown gets Hell in the Cell this year, whilst Raw gets No Mercy next month. So make sure to look out for that. And it looks like SmackDown's not going to be getting a pay-per-view in September unless something does get revealed in the next coming days, which who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's pretty much all the... I think this is going to be the only pay-per-view until No Mercy from the looks of things, unless something new gets revealed. So see you then, my friends.